The outdoors are great.
Except when they're not. Welcome to the Not So Great Outdoors. We're your guides. I'm Piff.
And I'm Sav, and welcome to the December Sav Stories.
Woohoo!
It's the last one of 2020.
Holy shit.
Yeah, the last Sav Stories.
I don't know why, but I didn't realize that.
Yeah. It's not, because it's not our last episode of 2020, like, total.
Yeah.
Like, not our last piece of content.
Because it comes out at the beginning of the month.
But it's, weird.
Wow.
Weird.
Wild.
Yeah. And we're doing it so early, I think it just doesn't feel like
the
end.
I was going to say, this isn't that early for Sav Stories because it comes out in like 10 days.
Yeah, but it's like, it feels early for it to be the last of anything.
Yeah.
Because it's not even Thanksgiving. But anyway, so I feel like I don't even have to say it, but I love Christmas, and I know you love Christmas.
Time is here.
So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, you know, everything to you lovely people. We love you very much. So let's cheers.
Ooh, that was satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
We should have turned one of our mics towards that so it
We should have.
fully
That
caught
would
the
have
sound.
been,
But
yeah. It was a very satisfying clink.
I hope that some of it caught.
I hope so too. So I hope that you guys are having a safe and healthy holiday season. It's weird. It looks weird this year. It feels weird, but we hope that you found some joy and some way to make it feel special and feel like the holidays.
And if it means that you bought 4 Christmas trees this year, then you do that.
You do that. We have a little tiny tree for our studio and this whole situation here, and I love it. So whatever brings you joy.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. We had planned on wearing Santa hats to record for like since November 1st, but we both have found out that we can't think with hats on. Yeah.
I'll do my best since I'm not actually telling the story.
Yeah. I'm not. Mine's downstairs. I'm not even gonna try because I can't. But I am wearing a shirt that says "Merry Christmas, you filthy animals." So yeah, feeling festive. I actually almost wore that shirt because we have matching shirts with my mom. It's a whole thing. It's cute. So, but either way, hope you guys are happy and healthy and safe, and remain that and continue to be so. Yes. And so, again, you already know, they know, but I just love Christmas. It's my favorite holiday. It's my favorite time of year. Even during the craziness of COVID, it's still, the fact that Christmas is coming is still making me really happy like it always does. So I love Christmas. And so, we talked about this the other day, yesterday, for us, the other day for them, but, what are some of your favorite Christmas traditions? Because you asked me, and I was like, we're going to talk about this again, but okay. So pick a different one. This will be a continuation. Yeah.
So if you guys haven't already, we have a Christmas traditions video up on Patreon. So since you're our patrons, you can go check that out. But so another one of my favorite Christmas traditions. So every year on Christmas Eve, we go and see my mom's entire extended family, and we've always done this as long as I can remember. And so when I was really little, my uncles would rotate, and one of them would like dress up as Santa and bring in all the presents from our grandparents, and then we would like sing Christmas carols like in the hall because our family's so big we have to rent out a hall to like have holidays. So it's just like something I always remember from like being young, and like it really felt like magic.
Cute. Oh, I am gonna miss that this year because usually for Christmas Eve we always went and saw my mom's family, but this year it's different, and so I am gonna miss that a lot. But that's okay. It's good changes. Yeah. And for folks at home, we've moved my parents, like Christmas that we have with my parents, a little bit because to make it easier on Bub and Tiffany, and just make it a little easier in general.
Yeah, just to make everybody's holiday season like happier and not so
a little
much
less stressful and not so much back-to-back traveling, which is rough.
Because the last 2 years we've driven on Christmas Eve 4 hours from Ohio to Kentucky, and it's not a fun time.
No. So But it'll be good. And then once grandkids come along, like that's gonna have to have been how it was anyway.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna have to change.
Might as well happen early, get us used to it. It'll be good. So, well, I guess I should tell you one of my favorite. I almost just started jumping right back in, but let's see. What else do I really love? I always love making cookies. Like, we never did it, like, on a specific night or, like, any specific way, really. But we always did, like, the roll-out cookies, and I always loved that. That's definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah. Aesthetically, I love roll-out cookies.
Yeah, and I like just making. I think they taste better. I don't know. I just love, and I love sneaking the little bits of the cookie dough. You know, like I had to sneak it as a kid. Now I can just.
Now we just like go
that's
ham.
It, yeah.
This is my cookie dough.
It's my favorite. Yeah, I love that. I just love it, and I love all the lights. Like that's always what makes me the most sad about taking down Christmas decorations is the lights are gone. Like I love little lights and everything. I love it. Makes me happy. But yeah, so love Christmas. Hope you guys are enjoying it in some way, shape, or form.
Happy December.
Yes, happy December. So for this, the final sad stories of 2020, I thought I would combine two of my favorite things: Christmas and ghost stories.
Ooh.
So, because you know how much I love our listener stories. It's definitely one of my favorite. Those are some of my favorite episodes, and yeah, one of my favorite things that we do. So I searched the internet for Christmas paranormal stories, and I'm very excited. I found a couple of good ones. I'm very excited. So, did you know that telling ghost stories during the winter and especially on Christmas Eve was a widespread tradition in 19th century England? Did you know that?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised by that. I mean, A Christmas Carol?
Yeah. And that's why Charles Dickens wrote that, was because it was already like a tradition. Yeah. And he was just inspired by that, I think, and so he wrote that.
Well, and like you've got like the whole Yule log thing, which is literally a log that you burn on the darkest night of the year to keep bad spirits away.
Yeah. And that's also where the lyric "There'll be scary ghost stories" comes from in The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Mm. Yeah, because I hadn't really thought much of it until I read that that's where that lyric came from, and I was like, oh yeah, why is there something about ghost stories at a Christmas song? That's weird.
But it also isn't the next line like of Christmases long
and tales of the glories of Christmases long ago. Yeah. So yeah, super fun. But yeah, A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens is arguably the most well-known Christmas ghost story. According to an article published by Smithsonian Magazine, quote, "Its story about a man tormented by a series of ghosts the night before Christmas belonged to a once rich, now mostly forgotten tradition of telling ghost stories on Christmas Eve," end quote. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Continuing that quote. I got to the end of a paragraph and just assumed. Never mind. Continuing that quote. Well, the article also quoted humorist Jerome K. Jerome's 1891 collection, Told After Supper, in which he says, now a quote, "Whenever 5 or 6 English-speaking people meet round a fire on Christmas Eve, they start telling each other ghost stories. Nothing satisfies us on Christmas Eve but to hear each other tell authentic anecdotes about specters. It is a genial, festive season, and we love to muse upon graves and dead bodies and murders and blood," end quote. So I don't know about you, but graves and dead bodies and murder and blood really get me into the holiday spirit.
I mean, I thought that is what we were here for.
Yeah. I mean, it's what we're here for. But yeah, weird. But kind of cool. So I searched the internet, and by the internet, I mean mostly Reddit, for some Christmas time spookiness, and I like to think I found some pretty good ones. So we're going to dive in. Because I do not have any personal spooky stories, actually. I really don't.
No, and then no Christmas themed ones?
No, not really. I used to have a fiber optic tree in my bedroom, and like, with fiber optics, it just they just have clear
things
on
with
them.
like the tips or colors.
Well, with mine, it was like an even older type of one. So, like, the center of the tree was hollow and has a light, like, at the base that shines up it. And there's a disc of different colors that spins around it in front of the light. So, it's kind of like a kaleidoscope effect.
Okay.
But it didn't shoot out. Like, it just came up and traveled through, like, the little clear things. And so, it made it look fiber optic. It was really weird. But I only know that's how it was because I could hear it spinning and hear the click.
Oh,
so, every
like
time
that.
it would make a full rotation, it would click a little bit, really lightly, but like I would used to use it as a nightlight when I was little, like not little, but like younger, elementary school, and I would hear the click, and sometimes the click would kind of drive me crazy, and so I just remember just like hearing it and just being like,
it's like now when I go to visit my parents, I stay in my former room, which is now just my sister's room, even though she doesn't live there either.
Yeah.
So I don't get that, but regardless. She has like a real clock on her nightstand that like ticks. I want to smash it into a million pieces.
When the ticking seems to get louder
and louder.
Yeah. I actually thought that was happening to me once because a clock was like keeping me awake. It was really dumb.
The clicking was coming.
Yeah, I hated it. But anywho. So, our first story comes from Reddit user Loving Samantha. They said, quote, and this is pretty long. It's not long, but just know these are all just me reading the post to you. So,
okay.
To preface, I live in a house built in 1909 and have for my whole life. Since I was a child, I have always gotten weird vibes at night, like having the urge to run to the bathroom in the middle of the night so nothing gets me. I don't know why that's the most relatable thing. Like running upstairs, like once you've turned the lights off, like running upstairs, like...
Yeah, I feel like that's something in our instincts. Not necessarily because it's a bad place or anything, but it's like, that's just something like inside of humanity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, she said, just those types of feelings. I am 18 now and in college, but this story takes place a few years back when I was in middle school. We have this attic full of normal attic things like decorations, old toys, and books and clothes, etc. It's a very small attic with all the stuff up there. Only one person can fit at a time. Also, where the house is so old, there are no outlets or electricity in the attic. We kept all of our non-seasonal decorations up there, and every holiday season we would take them out. So, like, I had to reread that sentence a couple times because I was like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So they would they would unpack the holiday decorations and like
put the
non ones up. So they would just rotate it out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I lost my spot. Unpack it. Okay. And they would just put it back up and so on. So she says, my family would never leave decorations out past the respected time. So one July night around 2 to 3 a.m., a noise starts blaring through the house. It was coming from the attic.
Was it the Christmas clock?
My mom went up there and it stopped. She turned nothing off. She didn't see anything. It didn't sound like. We all went to bed after that, but I couldn't sleep. I knew that sound. I was almost certain it was my favorite Christmas decoration. The next morning, I went up there and saw...
Did they tell us what the decoration is? Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, because I need to know.
Yeah. She says, the next morning, I went up there and saw this Christmas decoration sitting right in the front, right in front of like the opening of the attic. It was this snowy Christmas-themed carousel that would only work if you plugged it in. It had no batteries or a place to even put batteries. I asked my mom if she saw it the previous night when she checked it out, and she said no. And since it was like right there in the middle, you would have seen it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, WTF. So we threw it out. I kid you not. The next week, the same time, the fucking noise starts blaring again. She goes up there and pulls out the same decoration we threw out the previous week. The same stupid plug-in, no batteries carousel.
Oh my gosh.
You know what? Me out.
You know what I was really hoping it was going to be?
Like a doll?
No, one of those like boogie Santas.
Oh, those little, yeah. That
they like shake
hilarious.
Their hips.
Yeah.
If anybody was like, it's like, what is a hilarious gift I could get, Piff? Boogie Santa.
Yep. Boogie Santa.
I would drive my husband crazy. It'd be great.
It would be great. So she says, we took it to the dump and put it in the dumpster. And after that, we never experienced it again. Also, a couple Christmases ago, my sister was in town and sleeping over to celebrate Christmas the next day. That night, she could have sworn she felt me sit on the end of her bed. So she even started talking to me, she says, quotes. She realized I wasn't responding and sat up to see no one there. Not me, not my parents, not even our pets, but there was an indent like someone was sitting there, like a person had been sitting there. End quote.
That'll be a no.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Right. So they're like, well, you got rid of my favorite toy, so now I have to just sit with you. Creepy.
Also, so this person's family is very different from my family because they put their decorations up in a timely manner. Yeah. My mom has this Christmas clock. It's her favorite Christmas decoration. On the hour, every hour, except for, so you can like set when it doesn't do this. But so every hour besides when you tell it not to, it plays a different Christmas song. And she loves it. And so she has it does it like from like noon to 6 every day. And it'll play like the Christmas song of the hour. But it will stay up until like Easter. Like she will put the rest of the Christmas decorations away. But she will leave the Christmas clock out.
Your dad must get really annoyed.
I don't really know. But the rest of us sure do.
Yeah.
We're like, Mom, it's March. Why is the Christmas clock still out? And she's like, I just love it so much. And then it makes her so happy, so you can't say no.
Yeah. So then, but then by then, you know what time it is just by hearing the song.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
Like,
it's Jingle Bells. It's 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But that is her
I love it, though.
favorite Christmas decoration.
It's such a Becky thing. That just tracks. I'm not at all surprised.
That's my mom, and I love her very much.
Yeah. I don't know why, but I'm not at all surprised that your mom's favorite Christmas thing is a clock. Like, I don't know why.
My mom's real into clocks.
Yeah.
So she has a friend who does these like glass making classes. So you go and you like make something out of glass. So I like have a nightlight that I've made like ice cream bowls, different things. And she has made like bowls and stuff, but she made this clock and she's like, it's abstract. Mm-hmm. And it's also like you can put like a flower in it.
Oh.
But it's so funny. She's like she has like this apple clock. She has a clock in her kitchen. She loves clocks.
I don't know why that wigs me out. Like, I would not want to have multiple clocks in my house. I don't know why.
She constantly needs to know what time it is. And then she'll like ask Google. If she can't see a clock, she just asks Google. Because like she's got Google Homes around. So. Yeah.
She's got to know. She's a punctual lady.
I mean, she's not a punctual lady, but maybe that's why she has all the clocks.
Maybe.
She needs them.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready for our next one?
Yes.
So, our next story comes from the Reddit user. It's the word goddess, but there's an extra G. So,
like
G goddess. Yeah. I don't know. They said, quote, my grandparents' house, what is/was haunted by the spirit of a little boy.
Don't like that.
I don't either. There are plenty of stories to tell about the little spirit boy, but I'll just share the Christmas one here. When I was growing up, my grandparents would put up a full-size Christmas tree and that had tons of Hallmark magic ornaments. Those are the ornaments that do something when you press a button.
Oh, I love that.
I do too. I was like, that's cute. You could sit far away from the tree and watch the ornaments and branches gently move as if someone were looking at the magic ornaments. And they would go off one by one. Like one would go off and do its thing on one side of the tree. And then you could watch the ornaments and branches slowly move around the tree. And then the next magic ornament it came across would activate.
Okay, are we sure it's not a magic cat or a ghost cat? Because that sounds a lot like a ghost cat.
It might be. Grandpa died and Grandma doesn't put up the large tree anymore. So it's been a long time since we've seen it. But there were tons of witnesses to it, though. End quote. That one was a pretty short one, but I thought it was kind of funny.
I liked that. But also it makes me think...
Could be a cat.
Yeah, because like the branches moving inside. Because if you were a kid, even if you're a ghost kid, why would you go through the tree and not go around the tree?
I think they meant like the branches would move because it was touching like You know how little kids like want to touch all the ornaments?
Yeah.
I think it
in
was
theory,
like that.
I know that.
You've never been around a toddler at Christmas then. It's very stressful.
I have so many small children in my family. I just like block it out.
Yeah.
Because like
very stressful.
Factually, like I have been around way more toddlers at Christmas than any one person
probably.
ever should be.
Yeah.
However, I've blocked
block
it out.
Yeah. So I have a nephew. His name is Skylar, and he's 5. He also now has a little brother who is over 1. He'll be 2 in April. Very cute. But I'm very nervous about Christmas with their family, like with my husband's family this year, only because I'm nervous about Gunnar, the little one, around the tree. Because Skylar's favorite thing to do, the very first Christmas I was there, he was 3. Yeah, I think. Just turned 3. Was to, because like my mother-in-law's tree is pretty open, like at the bottom. Like there's a really good, healthy distance, like at the bottom of the branches, put a lot of gifts and stuff underneath. And it's huge because they have a really, really tall ceiling in their living room.
We were at Walmart the other day and we went through like their Christmas trees and I was like, one day we'll have one like this. And Jeremiah was like, no. And I was like, but if we have like an open concept house that like, so it can be bigger. Really and he's like, we'll talk about it later.
We'll see.
Which is his way of being like, no, and I hope you forget this.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Sorry. But anywho, so little 3-year-old Sky loved to crawl behind the tree because it was like pushed against the wall by a window. And so he liked to crawl around behind it. Like I have a picture of him laying on his side underneath this tree behind it against the wall. And it stressed me out because I was like, he's going to pull it down on top of him.
Sounds like my brother's dog.
He's going to knock it over.
The cutest picture of that dog laying underneath the tree. So my mom is one of those, we don't put presents under the tree until Christmas Eve.
I love to have presents under the tree.
She like it's like, well, because when we were little, it was like way more magical because it was like empty,
it is way more magic,
you know?
And then it would show
up. And so
up.
like there were always like a few gifts under there, but usually when the tree goes up, there's nothing under it for a couple of weeks. And then like, you know, the ones that you like got your brother, you wrap and you put under there, but it's still like a very small amount of gifts. But so we had it was Thanksgiving, so we had just put the tree up, or Black Friday, whatever. We had just put the tree up, and Yukon was there, and Yukon loves to be under things. He likes to go under beds. He's getting a little fat now, so he doesn't really fit where he used to. But I had his like Christmas sweater on, and Walker, who is now passed, but is the other dog, and he had his Christmas sweater on, and he's just like laying on the floor like, what is this dumb dog about to do? And so Yukon like goes over and he's like sniffing around and he just like belly flops and like crawls underneath it.
Under the tree.
He's like, this is my new home. It was so cute
for sure what our dog would do.
Because he has. Hold on. Let's
find
it.
Can you imagine Teddy with a tree? He would not know what to do. He would lose his ever loving mind.
He's like, I don't know, but I'm excited about it.
He's such a little crackhead. He really is. We lovingly say our dog is such a crackhead.
Listen, I love him, but he's a crackhead.
He is.
I'm trying to see if I can find the photo.
So this picture of Yukon. But anyway, yeah, I am very nervous about Gunnar with the tree. I don't know why. He's a really well-behaved kid. Like, it's not like I'm afraid they're going to break something or anything. But, like, I'm just nervous about that.
That's fair, though.
He's just really getting into everything. Like, and it's so true. Like, that second one, y'all, is nothing like your first. Because, like, Gun, you'll tell him no, and he'll just, like, look at you and kind of grin while proceeding to do the thing you're trying to tell him not to do.
What?
And I'm just like,
don't push the tree over? What?
Huh? I don't understand. I don't know.
I'm going to just keep push.
And now he's at the point where he like knows now, like when you say no, like he's in trouble or like could be in trouble, and so now he throws a fit whenever you tell him no. Not really throws a fit, but like he gets upset when you tell him no now, and so now he's like,
it's like, don't tell me no.
He's also super cute. So my brother-in-law loves horse racing. I'm just telling y'all stories about my family while Piff looks.
I'm trying to find this picture of my dog. I'm so sorry. It's not my dog.
We'll put it up when
dog.
she finds it so that you can. It was her dog, but now it's her brother's dog.
Yes, he stole it.
But when we were last there and like saw my nephews and like the whole family was around, and my brother-in-law was watching horse races at the Downs on TV, and the boys love animals in general, and so Gunn got his little sippy cup and was like leaning against the couch watching the horses, but he was standing like leaning, so his little belly is like out, and he's holding his cup, and he's literally leaning back and like holding his sippy cup watching the horses, and they start walking by, like the jockeys are there, and he just starts waving his little hand like as they start walking by, and I'm like, you were so cute. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. Aww. He's so cute. We'll put this up.
He's such a photogenic dog.
He is. He's so cute. He looks like he's ready to like dive under the tree.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I am your gift.
Like, congratulations, you have me. Also, this picture is from 2016, and I was like, I had him in 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. Okay.
He's getting old. He's like, he'll be 5 in May.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think. Hold on. No, he is 5. He'll be 6 in May.
Aww. He's getting old.
Yeah. Because he was 1 when I got him, and I got him in May of 2016. So that means it's 2020, so he's 5.
Yeah. Aww.
He still has the energy of a puppy, so.
Yeah. He's also a crackhead.
Yeah. Okay, next one.
Okay. Okay. This next story was posted on a blog called cafemom.com, and it was submitted to them by Caitlin Williams. And Caitlin said, quote, "My parents and I live in a small home that was around 90 years old at the time, I guess, of the story. The year would have been 1996. We lived there from the time I was 7 years old to the time I was 19. From the very day we moved in, I felt that I was not alone. One year, around Christmas time, I was having a friend spend the night. The heat had just shut off briefly, and she and I were sitting in the living room watching television when the temperature dropped substantially.
Don't like that.
Mm-mm. As I rose to turn up the heat, the Christmas tree began to shake violently. Ornaments were falling off right and left, and she and I were terrified. We ran upstairs and laid down on my bed. My white cat curled up with us, and my door was open slightly. When I gazed out at the dark hallway, I was horrified to see a tall, white figure run down the hallway. I turned to my friend, and she acknowledged that she had seen the exact same thing. She never spent the night ever again.
I wouldn't either.
That's it. That's the end of the story. She never stayed the night.
I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't either.
What the heck?
Even if I lived there, I wouldn't stay there.
No.
I would just be like, no,
I gotta
I'm good.
move.
I gotta go. No. So, yeah. I saw that one. I was like, wow.
So do you think you're going to be a parent who, when their kid tells you that they think their room is haunted, you're going to believe them and move? Or are you going to be the parent that says, no, you're just making it up. You're paranoid. Go back to sleep.
If they use the words haunted, like, I'm probably going to be a little nervous just because, like, if they know what that actually means, like, that's going to be... that's going to be a red flag. But if it's like, you know, because every little kid goes through this phase where they're, like, scared of the dark, and so they say that there's someone or something in their closet, you know, or, like, it depends on their age and, like, their level of understanding of what it is that they're saying. I think that will determine.
Here's my thing.
I don't know if I would full on move unless things were being moved around, though. Like, that's when I'm going to move.
That's when you're like,
that's when I'm going to move. Now, I mean, unless they're, like, tormenting my kid in other ways and they're, like, crying hysterically and are freaked out, I'm going to be like, we need to move. But if they're like, oh, I saw somebody standing in the shadows, like, in the hallway, I'm going to be like, did you? Because kids are but also they're super sensitive to that kind of thing.
Yeah,
they're
see, if my kid says, Mommy, I saw a man standing in the hallway, and I'm like, your dad is out of town right now. We're moving. Yeah. Like, I gotta go.
Yeah. If they can tell me specifically, like, yeah, I saw a man or I saw a little boy, and it's not just like an outline of something, like, if it's not just like they saw a shadow or or something like vague, I'm going to be like, I don't know, because kids can make up the craziest things. But like if they're like, I saw a little boy in the mirror, I'm going to be like, okay, we're done.
I should ask my mom, but I feel like I never had a like monsters under my bed phase. Like I was afraid of the dark like every little kid. Still kind of am. I don't like the dark. Interesting, my hobbies. However, but like I really want to know where the monster under my bed or in the closet like phenomenon fear comes from.
I feel like it's like a fear of the unknown, because when it's dark you can't see and you don't know what's there, and I think like your mind plays tricks on you, because I was once I was always scared of the dark, but I was terrified in my room one night. I remember this vividly. I was so scared, but I didn't like yell for help. Like I was so scared that like I couldn't like yell like mommy, like nothing. I was terrified, and I was awake the whole night because I was so scared. I thought I saw someone or something in the corner of my room. Wow. Like I was really freaked out, like by my closet, which is ironic because I didn't think it was something like in my closet, but but I was so scared because it looked like a small like hooded figure. Like it looked like a dark hooded short person. I don't know. It really scared me though. Really freaked me out. But then once the sun had started to come up just enough, it was my jacket hanging on my closet door handle.
Yeah.
But it was like shrouded in darkness, and it really freaked me out.
I feel like there's a difference between like seeing something and thinking, because I do that still now. Like I have to make sure our closet doors are closed, because if I wake up in the middle of the night and the closet door's open, I know I'm going to think I see a man standing there. There isn't one. It's just our clothes.
Yeah. But like, why do I think that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know where that comes from. Any psychologists out there, if you could let us know. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird though. But it's like,
are you a parent? Are your kids afraid of things under their bed or in their closet? Let us know.
Yeah. But it's weird that it's like it spans generations. Like it's like, but it's not something that they're taught. Like it's just something like we know every kid goes through this phase, but like why? Yeah, weird. I don't know. Maybe that happens around the age that you can start to really identify danger, and like maybe that's like
it's like your manifestation
of
danger.
Hyperdrive. Yeah,
interesting. That could be
maybe. I don't know. Okay, we have one last one.
Okay.
Our last one is from Reddit user ChipVD. They wrote, Hi, Chip. They wrote, quote, every year around the holidays, there is a Christmas tree raffle in my hometown.
That's fun.
Isn't it? And this one's I ended on a pretty good note. Like, just so you know. Like, it's not, like, super spooky. Like, it's kind of sweet. Okay? That sounds really weird, not knowing what I'm going to say. But you'll see what I mean. This one's the last one on purpose. Okay, so there's the Christmas tree raffle every year in his hometown. In his or her hometown, I don't know. In their hometown. Every year, my mother enters the raffle and does not win a tree. Even though she never wins, she still plays. The money goes to some good cause or another.
Yeah.
This year was like any other. She takes my sister and my niece down to the raffle. They see a few trees worth winning. The Patriots tree, the tiny Charlie Brown tree, the tree she thinks her granddaughters might like to see in her home for Christmas, etc. That night, my mom dreamt she got a phone call from her father. In real life, my grandfather has been deceased 7 years at this point. He says to her, your mother won a tree. And in parentheses, he put, my grandmother is still alive at this time.
Okay.
She replies, but Dad, Mom didn't buy any raffle tickets. Fine, he responds, a little irritated. You won a tree. Which I think is funny. Like, any persnickety old man, fine, you won the tree. Like, I can just hear it being sassy. The next day, my mom is all excited. She tells my sister that Grampy told her in a dream that she would win a tree this year. She picks up my sister and niece. They drive back to the raffle to load raffle tickets under the one tree they really wanted to win, the Patriots tree. In parentheses, they put New England Patriots for those confused by what a Patriots tree might look like.
I figured it was a football thing.
Yeah, I didn't really question it until they called it out, and I was like, oh, I guess that would be a weird thing. Be like, what? Yeah. It's a patriotic tree? What? The next day, she gets a call from the raffle people. She won a tree, but they say she has to come and get it now. So excitedly, she races down to the raffle to claim her prize. She looks around the lot, no Patriots tree. After some frustrated searching, she figures out that she won the tiny Charlie Brown Christmas tree that she had only dropped one raffle ticket under during the first visit. On her way out to the car, she admires the tree. She thinks to herself that the little tree will look perfect in the little bay window by the kitchen. Then a thought pops into her head. Her father's called the night before. Your mother won a tree. She realizes at that moment that she is holding a Christmas gift from a husband to his widowed wife. Right? Oh,
That's a lot of feelings.
It is a lot of feelings. And that, I almost cried reading that one because my grandma passed away a little over a year ago, and I was just really sad about it. But I just thought that was really sweet that he was like, your mother won a tree. And it's like, fine, you won a tree. But you know what I mean. You know what I want you to do. And I thought that was sweet.
That is sweet.
Yeah, but that's it. So I just kept it short and sweet this time, and I just thought it was really sweet. You know, yeah. Cute. Not at all like the bonus episode for Thanksgiving where it's like scary. That's sweet.
Oh, happy holidays,
Happy
guys.
holidays. Sorry I made you cry.
It's
Didn't think
okay.
it'd make you
It was
cry.
like a good kind
right?
of thing.
It's good feelings.
Yeah.
I have the sources to all of them linked in the description. Just letting you know, if you go anticipating seeing a ton of Christmas-themed spooky stories, you're going to be severely disappointed because that's like all I could find was those 4. At one point, I only had the 3, and then I came across that one from the blog, and I was like, great, good,
There we
good.
go.
Because there were a couple others, but they were like, I don't know, I wasn't scared at all. Like, it didn't spook me in the slightest. And they weren't cute like the other ones. So I was like, I don't know. Like, a Christmas ornament fell off the tree. And I'm like, that could literally happen for a number of reasons.
Happens all of the
like,
time.
do you have a cat? Like,
do you have a husband?
Yeah. Did he not put the hook on very well? Like,
I don't even know how, but Jeremiah knocked 3 ornaments off of the tree downstairs yesterday.
he doesn't even go near it. Like, you don't even have to go close to it to go up and down the stairs or to go to his desk.
I said I don't know how.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I don't understand. Well, one was on the ground, and then I was like, why is there an ornament on the ground? And then I go down to, like, mentally, I think that, and I go down to pick it up, and there are like 2 more, like, on this bottom branch, like they were just
like,
very,
fallen.
yeah, and like and they were like on the same branch. I'm like,
caught.
This is whatever.
Whatever,
Just,
it's
like
fine.
put them back up on the tree.
Yeah. I feel like, and this is kind of endearing, but also it's not because it's kind of annoying. But like, our mother has this innate ability that if there is a target, if there is something in the floor, granted, many things that end up in the floor don't need to be in the floor, you know, like that I'm thinking of. Okay, so if there's something in the floor that, let's say I dropped something and I haven't gone back to get it yet for whatever reason, but it's not something I would want stepped on, but I just haven't gotten around to picking it up yet, okay? So let's say there's something in the floor that shouldn't be stepped on. If there is something in the floor, she is going to step on it. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. There could be a clear path. It could be free of anything, but this one item in the middle of the floor, it's like she goes out of her way. She has to step on it. I don't understand. I'm like what?
The first crunchy leaf of fall.
Yeah, so maybe he has this thing that it's like, if there is an obstacle that should be avoided, I have to bump into it. I have to touch it in some way. I don't know, but I'm convinced. Like, it's like, you know, when you're a kid and you get lazy about cleaning your room, but like you make like a path to your bed.
I didn't.
Do you know
make
what I'm talking about? No.
My mom. So it's so funny because now me and my sister are both very clean people, but as a child, when we had to share rooms, I am a messy person.
I am too.
And so our floor would just be like covered in whatever, and I just didn't care. I was like, it's fine, and I just like get into bed.
Yeah.
And it annoyed the piss out of Caitlin and my mother. Like, clean your room, and I'm like, it's fine. Like, I know where everything is, and she's
Yeah.
like, well, I can't even open the door. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I would, like, sometimes Mom would be like, clean your room, and I would, like, not want to clean my room, and she's like, okay, just make a path then. I would clear a path, and she would still step on the things that were in my floor, which, like, granted, like, don't have your crap in your floor. Like, I get it, but, like,
still.
if there is something in the floor, she's gonna step on it, and I'm like, why? Why do you go out of your way to step on the stuff in the floor? I don't understand. Maybe that was her way of, like, being like, well, don't have your shit in the floor. Maybe
don't
I
leave
won't
it on
step
the floor.
it.
I won't step on it.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I got threatened a lot with trash bags as a kid. It's like,
My mom once followed through on that threat.
well, she would always be like, you have an
back.
hour to clean your room or I'm going in and anything on the floor is being thrown away. And I knew she was serious.
Yeah.
So I would like go like clean really fast. And so she never had to follow through, but she threatened.
My mom never actually, like,
but she like got a
literally
bag
followed
and started like putting stuff in a bag.
Well, she got a bag and, like, did the bag, like, snap in front of my door. And I got the fear of God in me. And so
You're like, gotta go
I,
right now.
Finished cleaning. I was already almost done cleaning. She hadn't come to check, but she just brought the bag anyway because I think she had so little faith in me that I'd actually cleaned it. I think she was just done at that point, so she was like, I don't even care.
Yeah.
I think she actually would have done it. You know, I was on TikTok the other day, of course, like whatever,
TikTok.
like I am, but there was this dad, and he like put the words up on the screen because there's like music going, and he said like, it's a shame when you actually have to like have to follow through with your parenting threat.
Yeah.
And he's started talking, and he said, I told my kids they had all day yesterday because I was gone for work. They had all day to clean this room, all day, because it's like a shared like toy room.
Yeah.
And the little one has a crib in there, so it's like, but it's really big for like a nursery. So, like, the bigger kids play in there.
Yeah.
And so, like, he was like, I told them they had all day to clean in here. And what wasn't cleaned, I was taking away. Like, he didn't say he'd throw it out, but he said, I'm taking it away. The whole room was destroyed. It's like it had to have been worse than what he left it. Because, like, every toy they had was, like, pulled out on the floor. Everything was everywhere. And he was like, okay. And so he took all of the toys that were in that room, all of them, and locked them in this broken down car that's beside their house. He was like, we've had this car sitting here forever, can't find the part for it, so it's just chilling.
Yeah.
And so he walks outside with his phone, and you just see it's like folded to the ceiling with all these toys. And he's like, so now they can see them. I didn't throw them away or anything. Yeah, they're here.
Toys are expensive.
Yeah, and he said, but now, because they're old enough to where it's like they're going to do chores to earn them back. Mm-hmm. And so now, when they earn them back, we'll open up the door, they'll get one toy out, and we'll go. I was like, holy crap. But yeah, and then he filmed the kids' reactions, like, to seeing all their toys were gone, and I was like, I don't know if I would have done that. But and of course the kids were distraught. But then somebody commented and was like, you shouldn't do that, that's cruel, and like blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, that's consequence. That's like real life consequence. You shouldn't film it and put it on the internet. You shouldn't film it
and put it on the internet. That's where it's like maybe that was a bad move.
But he did do a video like with the kids and had that comment like up, and he said, are you boys mad at me? And they said, no, sir. You know, like they were like, no. And then the oldest, he's like 7 or 8, like old enough to know, and he was like, no, you told us, we didn't listen, like and like you can tell when kids are being coached on like what to say, but it just seemed like he was like, no, I mean we didn't listen. So I was like, what the heck, dude? But anyway, let's get it back to festive, let's get it back to Christmas. What is one of the things that you remember, like a Christmas gift like that you got as a kid that you remember just being like, like it was like your dream come true, like the best thing?
Okay, so I wanted a cat.
You wanted a cat? Of course you did.
It's me. I wanted a cat.
You wanted a cat.
And I was not allowed to have a cat because when I was really little, we had several, and they all died like really tragically young, like within a year of getting them. Like, they'd get really sick and we take them to the vet and they're like, yeah, this cat was born with water on its brain. We have to put it down. It's not going to survive. Or it'd get hit by a car or it'd mysteriously vanish. Like all of these things. Sad. And they were like indoor cats. So they'd like escape out and like get hit by a car.
Gone forever. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like a whole thing. And so my mom was like, we just don't have good luck with cats. So we had a dog for a long time, but I wanted a cat. And so I woke up one Christmas morning, and I always put cat on my Christmas list. Like, there was a year, my Christmas list had 3 things on it: cat, laptop, and a video recorder, because I wanted to make movies.
I think every kid goes through the phase of wanting to make movies.
Yeah. Now I just make podcasts.
Now we make a podcast.
So it's like my childhood dream. Yeah, I do. But so I woke up on Christmas morning, and you wake up early on Christmas.
Oh yeah, I'm only a morning person on Christmas, and if we're going to Disney World.
Yeah. So like,
I wasn't even a morning person on my wedding day.
I was, but that was because I
was excited.
I was really worried that I was gonna like oversleep.
Girl,
so
you
I
had
woke
every
up
bridesmaid
really early
in the same cabin as you. You were not gonna oversleep.
I know, but that's just who I am as a person.
Fun fact, y'all, we shared a room the night before her wedding. It was sweet.
It was very cute.
And
Me and my sisters.
Yes, and she and her sister Caitlin were sharing a bed, which was really sweet too. But they shared a bed and they were like talking, and I was awake and like had something to add to the conversation, but I didn't want to sound like a creeper.
Well, because I was like, hey, are you awake? And then Caitlin was like, yeah. And then you were like, me too.
Because like I heard you guys talking a little bit, and then it got quiet. And then you said, so I don't know, I guess you probably talked about something like when you guys were getting into bed.
Yeah.
And then it got quiet, and then she's like, hey, are you awake? And I was just like laying there because I wasn't really all that tired yet, and I was just laying there like, I didn't want to like move around because the bed was really squeaky, and I didn't want to like bother you, and I was like, it's the night before her wedding, I don't want to keep her awake. And then we talked for like 30 minutes.
It was great.
It was great. But she's like, hey, are you awake? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, me too. I'm over here by myself in this big bed all by myself. Yes, me too. Don't forget about me.
That's good.
It was good though.
So I woke up early on Christmas morning.
Run downstairs.
Not downstairs. Run into the living room.
Yeah.
But the rule is, okay, so first the kids would get up. Mm-hmm. And then once we got older, we learned we should make coffee. But at this age, hadn't learned that yet because I'm the oldest. So then I wake up, but I can't do anything until mom and dad get up.
Yeah. Did you not go wake them up? I for sure went and woke my
parents
up.
First, you got to wake up all the siblings. Because
Yeah,
once all the
so then you
siblings are
all
up, you have
come
more
running in.
clout
Yeah.
to wake up mom and dad.
Yeah.
So I get up, and I share a room with Caitlin. Actually, she may or may not have been in my parents' room in a crib at this point.
Okay.
So that I would have
like
been
you
sharing a
wake
room
up
with
Cameron.
Cameron.
Yeah.
So I wake up Cameron. Wake up, it's Christmas!
They had bunk beds for anybody who doesn't know why she's pointing up.
And so we wake up, like, it's Christmas! Because
Yeah.
we're like 7 years old.
pumped,
Like,
yeah.
ah!
Yeah.
Right?
And if you're 7, he's
4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're
if
hyped.
Caitlin's,
And Caitlin's
in
a
crib,
newborn.
then yeah, she's tiny.
Yeah.
And Isaac's not around yet.
Yeah, Isaac doesn't exist yet in this story.
Yeah.
So we run out into the
Tear
living
down
room.
the hall. Yeah.
And so it's the living room. My parents' room is off of the living room.
Yeah. Same.
And in the living room, we get in there and I hear a meow.
Oh, that's so magical.
And I'm like, ho, ho, ho.
Like, somebody got the cat.
And I'm like, I can't open, but where is it? Right? Yes. And so I like go in. And I'm like, I know there's a cat in this house. Yeah, I go in and I wake up my mom. I'm like, Mom, I think Santa brought me a kitty. And she's like, Santa did not bring you a cat. And I'm like, no, I think he did. And so she's like, Tim, get up. So my mom like wakes up my dad and they go in, they make their coffee, they get all settled. And my dad's like, do we want breakfast? And we're like, presents.
Yeah. My dad used to make us used to try to make us wait forever to open presents.
Oh, same. He finds excuses like, oh, hold on, I gotta go do something. Like he'll leave
I gotta go
the
check the
room.
mail, even though the mail doesn't run on Christmas.
Yeah, he just does. He's like, oh, I gotta go shovel some. And we're like, Dad, present!
Dad! Yeah.
And I'm like, Mom, there's a cat. I heard him meow. And she's like, you did not, Tiffany. Sit down. And so we finally get settled. They've got their coffee and their eggs or whatever. And they're like, okay. And so we always you pick one present. We start with the youngest. So
yeah, and
Caitlin
everybody watches
gets a
you
present.
Open it. Yeah.
Then Cameron gets a present, and it's finally my turn. And I'm going through the presents, and I'm like, okay, what is
which one has air holes?
And there's this big one, right? It's not really well wrapped.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's this one. So I'm like, I'm going to open this one. And my mom was like, okay. And so I couldn't move it because it was squishy. And I was like, what is this? Mm-hmm. And so I pull the paper off, and it's a, like, Garfield's cat bed with a kitten inside of it.
Oh, that's the sweetest thing.
It was so cute, and it, like, made my childhood. Her name was Princess. It's great.
Did she last more than a year?
No.
Oh, no.
My first cat that lasted more than a year was a black cat that I got when I was in high school. I found her on the streets, that I named Jinx.
Oh, I've heard about Jinx.
Yeah, and so Jinx lasted many, many years.
Yeah, so the Jinx lived a good life.
Yeah, Jinx lived for like 10 years.
Yeah.
And then TL.
Yeah. I miss that cat.
Me too.
He was so cute. He was so vocal. You'd like walk in and he'd be like, "Ma, ma, ma,"
Here,
like screaming.
I'm sure I have a picture of TL in a cat sweater.
You do, but
Tell me your favorite.
I was gonna say, while you're
Christmas
looking for that one,
story.
I'll tell. So I don't know why, but one year I really wanted a little mini, like, I got really into like doing tea parties and whatnot for a couple of years.
Makes sense.
And like I didn't like make a big thing, like tell people like come and have a tea party with me, but I just like liked like the little sets and just thought they were cute and whatever.
I still like little tea sets.
I do too. I think they're precious. And so I really wanted a little set of like table and chairs, like a little table and chair set.
Oh, that's so cute. Yeah.
And I really wanted it, and like, but that wasn't something that I saw like in a catalog or like whatever, because like that was like before Amazon. Like I didn't
Before
see...
Amazon was anything but books.
Yeah, and like I didn't see that really anywhere, but like I don't know. I just in my head I knew tiny tables and chairs had to exist.
Yeah.
And I woke up and. I think Jeremiah was with me. I don't really remember. But, like, I remember waking up and walking into the living room, like, down the hall and into the living room for Christmas. Because my parents' room was also off of the living room. And there was that's not something you can wrap. So it was just there. And I just walked in and it was there. And I was like, oh! And, like, that was it. Like, I kind of forgot I had any other presents. Like, that was just, like, it for me.
I love that.
Yeah.
I've not yet found...
Tykes.
The picture, but here's a picture of me and Yukon in the snow.
Oh, cute. Yeah, I loved that little table. It was like a little Tykes. It was like a white tabletop with pink legs and blue chairs. It was really cute. Like bubblegum pink legs and like baby blue chairs. It was super cute. It got a lot of wear and tear.
I found a better thing to show you. Okay. This is a video. If it decides... Okay.
Well, there's a $100 bill on them because, you know, I collect $100 bills. I feel like it's supposed to be. Oh, wait. There is something. Oh, my. Oh, no.
Just wait for it.
No!
No! Oh, wait, was this when you gave her Taylor Swift tickets?
She's
I could've waited
crying.
like 2 seconds. And Yukon's like, what's wrong?
Thank you,
Thank you, Pip.
Yeah.
Guys, Pip's like the best gift giver. You don't even know.
You gotta be one of my favorite people. That year, Caitlin got Taylor Swift tickets, and my mom got Sound of Music tickets because that's her favorite musical. So it takes a lot to get an A+ gift from me. Yeah. It takes a lot, but it's just because like you become my favorite people, and then I just want to spoil you.
Well, you definitely spoil me. There's a million reaction videos of me on Patreon.
I love it. It makes me
What's
happy.
your number one love language?
Well, so here's the thing.
I was gonna say, is it gifts? I don't think it is, but
it's
is it?
Not.
Okay.
But
that's like one of the ways you communicate.
It's one of the ways that it's my primary way of like showing people.
Yeah.
And part of that is because like growing up, like that was, like it was always really special because I didn't grow up with a lot of money, so when you got presents, it was a really big deal.
Yeah, it was really special.
Yeah, and so it became like the main way that I like when I really want to show somebody I appreciate them or that I care or something. Like I make sure they get something.
Yeah.
Which isn't always.
She asked. So I'm recovering from being sick for the last like week or so. It's not COVID. Don't worry. My body just hates me. I don't know. It's fine. And so we work for the same company. So we were like messaging on our company's like thing and IM thing. And she was like, do you need anything? Like, or asked me like, is there anything that you need or want? And I said, I'm hungry. Like, the literal only thing that sounds good right now is my mom's chicken noodle soup. Like, when she makes it, like, homemade. That's the only thing that sounds good. And that sounded really good because I knew I had some in my freezer, but I had just eaten the last of it, like, a week before I got sick. And I was like, that is the only thing that sounds good. And my mom was out of town. She was on, like, kind of on a little girl's trip. I don't know, safely, whatever. But, like, that just sounded really good. And, like, the only thing that's comparable is Panera. And Panera doesn't even come close to it to me. But nothing tastes as good as, like, when your mom makes it for you. But, but I kind of ruined it. I ordered Panera for myself. But she texted my mom and asked for the recipe and was going to make it for me. She's literally the sweetest human being on the planet.
I tried.
You know what, Pip? The best gift I've received this year, I'm going to make you cry. You're already teared up. So I was like, might as well push it further. The best gift I've received this year is you as my sister.
Aw.
I love you so much. And now I'm going to drink my wine so that you can look away and so I don't start crying.
All right. Well, I hope that you guys are having good vibes. We should wrap this up a bit.
We should. I just thought of something. I have never received an animal as a Christmas gift. I just realized.
It's like,
or any kind of gift.
Unless you're a parent giving it to a child, it's like a really bad idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Or a husband giving it to a wife. Like, that makes sense, you know. But, like, your girlfriend, like, maybe don't get your girlfriend a puppy.
Yeah. Although.
That'd be a good idea.
Hila joked that she was going to get me a puppy for my birthday this year.
Jeez, Jeremiah.
And I was like, Jeremiah will kill you.
Yeah.
Like, he'll act like he's okay with it, but he'll kill you.
He actually should talk to Hila, though, about finding the dog that you guys want, because she seems to have this innate ability to find
She has, like,
the
a
right
good
breed of
pulse
dog.
on the dog community.
She does.
It's it's a weird skill to have.
It is, but it's a good, it's good to know somebody who knows reputable, like, breeders and, you know, things like that. That's good. See if she can find me a corgi. I don't even care. Like, I'm going to come home with a corgi, and Zach will just get over it. Jim, don't tell him.
I wouldn't.
Or anybody. Don't tell my husband. That's my plan. I just thought of Jim.
Don't
because
join
he sees
Patreon,
him every day.
Zach.
Like, don't. He won't. No. He's not going to join Patreon. He's very supportive, but he's not going to join Patreon. He tells people about our podcast. He literally just did that today. Like, he tells people about it. But he's not going to be a patron. It's just not. That's okay, though.
That's okay. All right.
That's all right.
Patrons, we love you. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We'll see you with the next Have Stories in 2021. And let's hope that it's better than this year.
Oh, gosh. Are we going to drop one, like, on New Year's Day?
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
That's the next one.
I need to get ready then, I guess, because we're trying to record ahead of time so that we don't have to record during the holidays. But Christmas is 5 days before this would need to drop, so I guess I need to get one put together.
It's on the calendar for a recording. It's like the last recording session we're doing.
Okay, cool. All right, good deal.
I pushed it just back as far as I could.
I appreciate it. I don't plan mine out as thoroughly as Piff does.
Yeah.
Piff had our entire 2020 recording schedule done in, like,
August.
Yeah. I almost said May. Never mind. No. We'd just started.
Yeah, I was going to say, by May, I had May planned out because it was the second month of us doing it. And I was like, wow, we're still in quarantine? Fuck me.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys. We love you. Mwah. In the meantime,
stay safe out there.